Hello, and welcome. I'm doing a quick video on how to use the Harmonic Scanner and draw it onto your trading view with pitchfork so you can take multiple trades over a period of time. So let me just start the screen share. And there we are. And let's go to our IM Center. You will have this as access to this as part of your package. I only use the Harmonic Scanner, so we get this for free as part of the package. Log in. Go to your menu on the left, you'll see strategies. Click on that. Scroll down, you'll see all the products here. We're looking for Harmonics. Harmonics spits out about 200 trades, so 200 scans a week. It was created by Christopher Terry, the founder of IM, $200 million trader. This is his unique creation, and basically it's an XABCD 5-point Fibonacci showing Fibonacci reversal points, 5 Fibonacci reversal points, and then you overlay the pitchfork, which also has Fibonacci built into it, showing it's much more powerful than ordinary trend lines. They're like aggressive trend lines, and that means I can trade over the levels up and down over many months. It remains valid forever if you draw them on accurately. So click on Harmonics, and over here on the just move that. Over here on the right, you will see the brokers. Now, it doesn't matter which broker you're using. You can use any of these brokers to find your scans and time frames across the top. I tend to stick to the H1, the hourly one, because I'm looking for a scan of a minimum of 80 pips. That's 20 pips per pitchfork leg, because I work to a 2-to-1 ratio. And the bigger the scan, the more powerful. I don't ever use very rarely, I don't use the daily. I'm an intraday scalper hybrid trader. So you can go onto any of these. Trader's Way is the one that gives the feed. For TradingView, I tend to go there first. They do disappear off the end after a period of time. Then you can't get them back, which is another reason I like to draw them and keep them, which you can do on TradingView, which is what we're going to go through today. So I couldn't find a latest one I hadn't drawn, so I went to the H4 and I found, where did I find it? Hugo's Way, Eurocrab, Eurocad, Crab. There's different patterns that you can get: crab, bat, Gartley, shark, butterfly. So you can see here the X, the high, they're always high to low points because they are reversal points in the market. This one is a sell scan, D down to C, or vice versa. If the D point was down here, it would be a buy scan. Now the Harmonic Scanner gives you that trade, this specific trade. It gives you one trade, but by putting a pitchfork on, I'm able to take multiple trades over a period of time. So you've got an entry point given to you, stop loss, take profit 1, take profit 2, take profit 3 for that trade. And then you've got X to A to B to C to D, and it's always the same. So what we're going to do is make sure, first of all, that our time zone correlates with the time zone, your local time zone you live in. For some reason, it puts me on UTC +2. I don't live in UTC +2. I'm on Paris time, so click on that, and I want UTC +1. And if you're looking at this from the UK, you'll want UTC, the London one. So you must make sure it correlates with your trading view time. So once you've done that, you're on an H4. I get my pen. I always write it down and tick it off as I go because it must be accurate. Make sure the time zone's accurate. And then what I do is move the vertical line, look at the date and time below and write it down. So I've got X at 23rd of the 1st at 11, B 24th of the 1st at 11, sorry, A, B 27th of the 1st at 1500, you can see that down at the bottom. C, write this down, 29th of the 1st at 7. D, 31st of the 1st at 1900. Now the other thing you need to check is what the leg is from C to D, and I've got 207 pips, so that's more than my 80, so that's great. And then here off the D point, has it solidified? Yes, it has. I look for 20 pips, and that's 21. 215, that's a pipette at the end. So you put a decimal point there, and that means it's 20. It's moved 21 pips. So tick, tick, tick. That's all confirmed. That's good to go. I'm going to draw this scan. So I go over to EuroCAD. I've already drawn it on, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I will remove it and put it back on for you. And that's got rid of that. So I want to be on the 4 hourly. Zoom out. You must always draw it on the time frame it relates to, that you've taken it off the scanner, because there are different candles, different number of candles in, I'll just take that off, brush mark, tied it up a bit, in each time frame. Okay, so there we are. These are old scans, so I've faded them out for you. So what we're looking for is the high and the low, and you can, according to how you look at things visually, there are 2 ways that you can do this. You can literally look high to low to high to low to high, take that off, and then draw it on that way and go back to your scanner, check that it looks the same, and that you've got the right points. Or you can go here and get the brush mark, geometric shape, click there, click on the brush, the one at the top, and what we'll do is we will line it up vertically with our time at the bottom. So our first one for the X point was the 23rd of the 1st at 11. At the bottom it says 23rd of the 1st at 11, so I'll put a brush mark there. Second one was 24th of the 1st at 11, so that's that lower point there on the left. So we want that. Third one is B point, the 27th of the 1st at 1500, that's there. C point, 29th of the 1st at 7, that's there. And then finally the D point, 31st of the 1st at 1900, that's there. So once you've got your brush marks, then you go over here to your scan pattern on your left-hand menu, your drawing tools, click on that. It's the one at the top, XABCD pattern, click on that. You must have your magnet on because you want this to suck to the end of the wicks. It must be accurate. Now what you're going to do when you hover over it is you're just going to click your mouse once, because you've got 5 points held on your mouse, and you want to click at once for the X like this. There, that's one click, left hand click on the mouse, come down, find that, and don't worry, you can adjust this later, but look at the bottom. I'm lined up 24th of the 1st at 11, click twice, hover over on the B point, which at the bottom says 27th at 1500, correct, click on that. That's the third click. The fourth click, I haven't clicked yet, I'm hovering over the C point. It says 29th of the 1st at 7, it says 29th of the 1st at 7 at the bottom, click on that. Finally up to the top, you can see the magnet sucking the point to the wick, which is great. That says the 31st at 1900, click on that. So once we've done that, I usually do my latest ones in pink. There we are. Then what we're going to do is just tidy up. We don't need those brush marks anymore. So we just take off the brush marks. There. And now we're going to put our pitchfork on. So come back to your left-hand menu. Up here you'll see the pitchfork. Click on that. You just want the top one, the plain one, says pitchfork. Click on that. And your first pitchfork will always be, make sure your magnet's on, will always be X to C to D. And then I like to have mine in white for my latest pitchforks. So I come down here, I put mine on white, and then I change the old ones to green or purple, and I bring that up there. Now we'll just check back on the scanner. It looks the same type of pattern. Yes, it does. That looks good. You can see the shape's the same. Now what you need to do, and this is the only fiddly bit, you're going to go to the 1 minute. Now TradingView will only let you go back 14 days. So scans disappear off the scanner and you can't go back more than 14 days. Excuse me. So if you can't get back as far as you need to go, excuse me, not be very well. You need to go down to the 1 minute, but if you can't get down to the 1 minute, go to the 5 minute. Here we are. I'm going to have to do this video again probably now. That'll be 4 times. Right, so make sure your D point is on accurately. Doesn't matter about the pink. That's just giving you the shape, but I usually do put it on. Come down here. This is the only fiddly bit, but if you're out 1 or 2 pips now, over a period of months, you're going to be out 50 or 60 pips, which makes it completely untradeable, and you'll be very sorry on your account if you're trading off inaccurate lines. So this is worth doing right. You will get quicker as you go along once you've done a few of them. This is the only bit where you require patience. It's just making sure, because on the 1 minute I've got 60 candles in a minute, so I'm looking, rather than on the 1 hourly or the 4 hourly, I'm looking for the the nearest low point, which is going to be down here. This is terrible with my coughing, but I'm doing this because I know a couple of people wanted it for this weekend. So I'm going to leave it on for the weekend, but I will have to redo it. Last one had dog barking, and now I'm coughing. So I won't use this one in the units, but hopefully it'll help some of you get on with your charts for next week. So that's the B point there, and then down to the C, down to the A rather. Nearly done. You can see how far off that one is. So just, I usually put the lock on because once or twice in the past I've accidentally slipped across something else at this point. And then finally up to your C point, which was the beginning of the pitchfork, and you can see how far off that is. So make sure that's on the end of that wick and you're good to go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go back and see that looks okay. And then I'll show you, as this is a new scan for next week, what I'll be looking at for trading this next week. There it is on the 4 hourly. That looks nice. So then I come down here and lock it on. Then I can't move it. And now to trade it, I look at my trade setups over the 15 minute. And as I say, you can simply use it by going here, taking the stop loss entry TP1, TP2, TP3. And then you can use some other confirmations to help you move down the levels. so that you know how to set the ratio of your stop loss and take profit. And if you have put pitchforks on or other lines of support and resistance like the quarter theory, which obviously must work with the markets because it's just not coming on. So look, I've got break and retest off the D point. I've got that once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So it's saying it wants to sell, and it's giving you a chance. If you didn't take it the first time, it's saying, please sell me. Now, that's not to say it doesn't shoot off this way, depending on news or the scan failing. It shouldn't fail because it has gone, I thought that had gone the 20 pips, but it's only gone 12. So I'd say exercise caution, because I'm looking for any scan to have gone 20 pips before I consider it solidified. Or you can use a Fibonacci and get the 15%, but I tend to just be a bit lazy and just say it's fine usually, unless it's a huge scan, if it's gone 20 pips. So then what I would do is what I'm looking for now on this, because it's broken and retested, I'm not looking for this anymore. I'm not looking for that move. I'm just looking for this move down. Then I get a short position on. I don't know where quarter theory is, but there, it looks like there's one there on that pitchfork. So I'm liking the look of this because there it is, 468 flat. So that's a whole number quarter theory, which makes it very powerful ceiling for price to have to break through. So if I could get an entry in London session opening, because EuroCAD will be active London session or New York, then ideally what I want is a pitchfork, trend line and quarter theory between where I've taken the trade and my stop loss, because that gives me the barriers that price has to break through, gives me extra protection for it hitting my stop loss, against hitting my stop loss. And then I'm looking for 2-to-1 risk to reward. So I take it down to the 20 here. Just go to your settings to adjust, and I put it on like that. And then you can see I'm looking for it to, so when am I actually going to take this trade? Well, I look for other confirmations. So number one, I have to have a pitchfork touch. Another one of my confirmations is a break and a retest of 10 pips, but this hasn't gone 20 pips yet. So I'm not going to take this until it's down. This happens to be an old pitchfork, which is good for me because that means I'll probably be looking to take this somewhere around. In fact, I'll write this down for my watch list. I'll do some things on Sunday night. So that's going to be something like this. 20 is at 1.46630, something like that. So just past that old pitchfork. Although that doesn't give me it above my quarter theory and pitchfork up there. So depending on what happens with it, I might, because that old trend line is moving upwards, so I'll probably look to do something like that, down to the 20, and then I'd be monitoring at that level, you know, what the momentum is. But I'm looking for at the moment, this orange line still coming up, and that means it's in a buy mode. I'm looking for that to start to drop, and you know, that's another one of my confirmations. And for it to be below quarter theory, that's another one. But the purpose of this is not to go into confirmations on a trade. It's just to show you how to draw a scan. We've done that on EuroCAD. It's a new scan. We're looking to sell this next week, and you can simply take their suggestions here. Entry at 1.469, 1.469, 469. So it's saying it's saying right up there, but I would personally wouldn't be doing that. I'll be looking at it a little bit further down for the reasons I've outlined. So I hope that is helpful to you. And because of my coughing, I think I'm going to redo this a third time. But for the people who needed it over this weekend, please feel free to message me if you need any help. And if you need this for marking up your charts for trading next week, then I hope that's been helpful. So thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to doing some more videos for the unit section. Bye for now.